Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Get early access to all of our interviews, including the monthly Chichester chats with writer and comic book legend D.G. Chichester, new episodes of classic Capes and Lunatics shows, including The Quantum Zone, This, That, or the Third, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes or go to patreon.com/CapesandLunatics. Hope to see you there.
This is Jeremy Adams, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
In brightest day,
in blackest nights,
no evil shall escape my sight,
but those who worship evil's might.
Beware my power.
Green Lantern's light. Hello and welcome back to Sector 2814, the Green Lantern podcast. I am Phil. Joining me, as always, it's the Master of the Court.
Hi, well, hey everyone.
And this time we're back to start the new post Jeff Johns era, day one.
Indeed.
Yes. And then meanwhile, in the real world, the United Planets have taken over.
Exactly. Oh, you read Fractured Spectrum, right?
Yeah. Did you get it? Did you read it?
Not yet. It should be here, hopefully, by the weekend, maybe? I hope.
Oh, that's right. The end of the month's coming. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, it wasn't bad, but it was a lot of setting up for, what is to come.
Gotcha. Good.
All right. And yes, before we begin tonight's issues, my fault completely. I forgot that our good friend Tyler did send feedback for last episode, so I figured I'd read it, especially since it was for the end of the Jeff Johns run.
It's not really Phil's fault. It's just I was being such a windbag and talking that I made him forget. So
no. I was trying to rush. Let's see. All right. Hold on, because he sent me two, okay. Here we go. In the far, far future, Sinestro regales New Lantern Snow, and by extension, anyone who came to John's run on the last issue, on everything.
Good catch.
Exactly. On everything so far before getting to the final battle with Volthoom. Guy's plan was simple but effective. Blast him with so much refined light that he can't take it. Left him vulnerable enough for Parallax, Sinestro, and Necron, steered by Hal, to take him out. Will's favorite guy has enough willpower to move Death around like a sock puppet.
That's my boy.
So many good moments in here. We'll always be friends between Hal
and Sinestro, yeah.
Yeah, the greatest secret in the universe and Sinestro's reason for letting them survive. Adult Hal hugging his younger self, etc. Mixed feelings about a few of the characters. Epilogues. Neat that it gave a sneak peek to Jessica and Simon, though. Which, again, Jeff Johns be writing that Justice League book. So I wonder, what? After he said that, I was like, I wonder if, you think maybe Jeff Johns had plans for Jessica to debut her in a Green Lantern book, but then if he ran out of time, he was like, I'll do Justice League.
Yeah, maybe. And, that's something that we didn't really go over, so I'm glad Tyler brought that up. And also that scene between Hal and Sinestro. I don't think we really talked about that. We were a little bit more, I think, just going over our disappointment with kind of the overall plot and everything. Mm-hmm. But I'm glad you brought those up, Tyler. Thanks.
Hold on. Dislike that Hal was borderline worshipped in the far future. That's the impression given by Lantern Snow anyway. Going on about one great man like that chafes against the legacy that wearing one of these rings represents. Yeah, damn blind Hal Jordan worship.
Oh, but hey, in the coming issue, we get to see how stupid he is. So, hey, it's all good, right?
Good that Salak's all right. John and Yira's relationship still feels off. Yes. And Guy rested for longer than expected. On the other hand, I'm glad that Cal's gotten to reorient himself after everything due to a brief road trip with St. Walker. Even reconnected with his deadbeat dad. Good for him. Andreas Ginaldo once again delivered great art. Arkillo disappeared during the first Lantern event, though. How's he doing? New 52. Oh. Why would Bleez offer rank or leadership? He sucks, or in less harsh sense, he is conflicted and inexperienced.
Absolutely, I agree 1,000%.
Exactly. She received the red crown from the others after handling the inversions all on her own and is way more well-suited to the task. However, Atrocitus finally received his catharsis and stays on the throne. Her smile near the issue's end felt Starscream-esque, though. Could still stab him in the back sometime. Hope you're having a good day. So, yeah, well, stay tuned, Tyler. The Red Lanterns are good. Someone else is going to be in charge here.
Some guy.
Yes. But yes, thank you. And yes, yes, we'll talk about that when we talk about tonight's issues. I feel like there's fallout from last episode, and I'm just like, really?
Yeah.
There's going to be a whole lot of more fallout.
Yeah. Exactly. I agree.
All right. Any other news? Any other thoughts?
No Green Lantern news that I'm aware of.
Still waiting on that show.
Yeah, there's I think Jeremy Adams did an interview about his Aquaman stuff somewhere. I saw that posted. Maybe that was on Twitter or Blue Sky. I can't remember, but
oh, nice. I don't know. And can I say, as the person who books all the interviews here, it seems like it's easier to get any writer if they don't work for DC, or at least not full time.
Okay.
or if we've already had a previous relationship with them. I don't know. It's like Marvel, Image. It seems like everyone else is easier to get than these DC people.
I don't know. Weird.
I mean, we got Jeremy Adams once, but
yeah, indeed.
All right, enough complaining on my part. All right, should we get to the night's issues?
Yes.
Eager itch. All right, this can be fun too. All right, 21 and 23 have synopses. The other 3 do not.
Okay.
All right.
Rock on.
Yeah, this is again all new creative teams, but yeah, this seems weird.
Yeah, there's a whole. Well, we'll get into it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Concepts, and I'm just like, what? All right. Just waiting for technology to open. Hold on, kids. But I do like that cover, though.
Yeah, and and honestly, I feel like I know what Venditti's doing here.
Yeah,
and I think it's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems a little ham-fisted.
Yeah.
So we'll get into that, though.
All right, kids. Green Lantern Volume 5, number 21 from August 2013. Dark Days Ahead. Hope that's not literal. Writers Robert Venditti, penciler Billy Tan, inker Richard Friend, colors Alex Sinclair and Tony Avina, letterer Dave Sharp, and editors Chris Conroy and Matt Idelson. In a flash forward, the Green Lanterns, consisting of Hal Jordan, John Stewart, Gazi, Nemux, 2-6, Cossite, and Salak, are locked in a battle in Space Sector 0 on the planet Oa. Hal's power level was at 22%, while Salak's was at 27. John's was at 24. Cossite's at 16, and 2-6 is at 19. Suddenly, an explosion broke out, killing the Green Lantern of Sector 3276. The ring came off of the corpse and chose Hal as his own owner's replacement. The Green Lanterns made energy constructs to cover themselves as they ran to the central power battery. When the Green Lanterns arrived at the central power battery, they found that it was dead. It's that season again, isn't it, kids?
I guess it's about time for another battery explosion.
Mm-hmm. In the present, in Space Sector 2814 in Coast City, Hal entered Carol Ferris's office. Hal attempted to embrace Carol, but she refused as she was upset. Carol was upset because her ring required the intensity of great love to power it, and she claimed that she still loved Hal, but that he was making it difficult for her. Suddenly, Hal's ring told him to report to Oa immediately for a briefing. Hal left Coast City for Oa. Yeah, that's right, girl. Get yourself a real man.
Kyle Rayner. Sorry.
Oh, bless you, and yes, correct.
Which is still just weird as... Sorry, go ahead.
I know.
My apologies.
Speaking of, Kyle Rayner was inside the evidence vault of the Owen Citadel with the Templar Guardians. One of the Guardians examined a weapon that Cal said belonged to Argashawaklig. Oh, Lord. Hal arrived inside the vault where the Templar Guardians appointed him the new leader of the Green Lantern Corps. Oh, are we sure we got rid of the right Guardian?
I thought they served order, not chaos.
I know. This is Hal Jordan's #1 fan here, too, kids. Even Hal was like, nah, I don't know if that's a good idea.
Kyle's backing him up. You know,
I know. He's like, that's not maybe not the best idea. And Kyle's like, yeah, I never hear of Parallax. Hal protested this idea as he claimed that he was not fit to lead as he was expelled from the Air Force for attacking his superior officer. Which time?
Yeah, exactly.
However, the Guardians insisted that he was fit to lead due to his battle experience and his contribution to their victories. The Guardians informed him that Salak had resigned from his post as the protocol officer and that Kilowog would assist him in taking Salak's place. Next, the Guardians announced that they would be leaving Oa and dismissed Hal, but ordered Cal to stay. So I wonder if we'll find out what that's about in New Guardians.
It's a new 52, so probably not.
Yeah, who knows? Sometime later, Hal met up with Kilowog and informed him that the Guardians were leaving and that he had been appointed leader of the Green Lantern Corps, while Kilowog informed Hal that the Guardians of the Universe's betrayal hurt Salak. Kilowog was using a computer that programmed the containment field for the rings of the fallen Green Lanterns, while Hal deactivated it, releasing the rings, causing them to search for new owners. Hal stated that he was making a decision, but Kilowog attempted to catch the rings. Suddenly, here we go, Larfleeze and the Orange Lantern Corps arrived to take everything that the Green Lantern Corps had confiscated. Hal fashioned an anti-aircraft gun out of energy construct to fight the Orange Lanterns, while Kilowog went to rally the other Green Lanterns to fight. In the Psi cells, Vaz, Cossite, and Muck were inside attempting to take out their power batteries as they discovered that they were uncharged. Oh, we're going to get to that. Suddenly, the energy in their power batteries suddenly shot up to 100%. Vaz suspected that Larfleeze may have found a way to interfere with their batteries. Vaz assigned Cossite to watch over the prisoners while he and Muck left to battle the Orange Lanterns. Vaz joined Hal in fighting Larfleeze and the Orange Lanterns. Hal informed Larfleeze that he had reinforcements en route. Later, new recruits consisting of 2-6, Gazi, and Nemux arrived to assist Hal and Vaz. So people who have never used a ring in their life. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. So this was one of the issues. A Green Lantern ring replica was distributed to people buying this issue when it was new. So.
Oh, I did not know that. Huh.
Buy this issue.
So.
Okay. Yeah. So here. Okay. So yeah, I thought I remember this. Green Lantern Corps 21, Green Lantern New Guardians 21, and Red Lanterns 21 take place during this issue. So everybody's 21 is taking. So as we'll find out in the next few weeks.
Gotcha. Okay. So
the batteries?
Yeah, it's not the way the batteries work. If the batteries are dead, they get all their power from the central battery.
They don't hold a finite charge. They're more like conduits to the central battery, right? Yeah.
Thank you, Phil.
Did he just not do his homework? It was just like thinking it's like a regular lantern. Oh, I got to put oil in it. Oh, I got to put green energy in it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I know a little bit. I know a little bit about what's coming. The Lights Out crossover, which I think is almost universally reviled for what it does to the emotional spectrum and the entities and all that stuff. So I'm not super gung-ho happy time about getting into that, but I guess we're going to have to. So, but having said that, I do like what Venditti's doing because we just got off of, granted, we were coming off kind of a downward trend for the Jeff Johns run, but that overall run is, almost universally revered, I think, by Green Lantern fans. So having him and Hal was pretty much the star of that show and, could do no wrong, right? So having coming in and showing, I think, Hal's weaknesses as a character, which is, he isn't necessarily the best leader because he's not going to put anybody else in danger. He's going to do it himself. That's just what he does, the way he is, right? He's going to do the stupid thing. However, just because he does the stupid thing, I think Venditti makes him a little less intelligent here than he actually is. Because I think he knows he is aware enough of some of his failings that, he would probably be aware. And I think it probably could have been done a little bit better. Maybe give him a quick win early so that he gets a little confidence, and then start tearing him down and showing where because he's not the leader of the Corps. Now, I would ask, when Larfleeze attacks, where's John? Where's Guy?
Yeah, well, I think we know where Guy's going, but yeah, I'm willing to overlook that for now because I'm pretty sure the other books are going to explain where the three of them are. So
good.
Where's Simon? Good. Unless they answer that in one of the other books. Where's Simon?
Yeah, where's Simon?
Okay, that's the big thing that was bugging me. I was like, okay, why are we so short-staffed? Is it because the lanterns that were taken by the Third Army, did that kill them? And if so, we should have a whole hell of a lot of casualties across the universe.
Exactly, and if we don't, there's still a bunch of lanterns. I mean, because all of them came back to Oa. Mm-hmm. Where are they? Did they send them back out already? And typically the Guardians, when they want to, investigate stuff, they just use their old noggins and investigate stuff. They don't actually have to go somewhere. So I'm a little curious about that. I mean,
these Guardians are just like, hey, we're going to leave your dumb older brother in charge. Bye.
No, sorry, it's not. Okay, maybe dumb, but cool, dumb older brother.
He doesn't think things through.
And you're right, and I really think that that's what Venditti wants to show. And I'm coming at this, with over a decade of hindsight. John is the natural leader because he thinks tactically. He that's the way he is.
Yeah, they better give us a damn good explanation why John's not the one in charge when we get to the Corps book.
Yeah, and I think that's where we're headed.
Mm-hmm.
I just think that they're gonna make the mistake first, and then we're gonna get John in charge. But
what's up with these new Guardians? They're like, we need to learn stuff. I'm like, can't you sit on Oa and learn stuff?
Exactly. Yeah. And what does that mean? Learn stuff. So
learn about the universe that's come about in the last billion years. Well,
yeah, or 6 billion years, or however long it was with Volthoom. I don't even remember at this point, but
but you have a giant database and a giant book that basically tells you.
Exactly. I don't know. This jumping right in, suddenly there are so few lanterns. I don't know. The something felt off with this issue for me.
And again, 7,200 lanterns. Well, how many are we down?
Yeah, exactly. It's.
And is this all the lanterns that are left? Or if not, why aren't we sending out a distress call or doing whatever?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And that's something that's kind of always something I really loved about the Grant Morrison run was Oa is this vibrant world full of envoys and ambassadors and people and aliens and from all over the universe. It's alive with people, and they're blowing it up every 5 minutes. It just.
And again, some writers just make it seem like a superhero head clubhouse,
Exactly, yeah, which it's not. That's again, we're coming off of a giant threat, blow up the planet kind of thing that from the last run.
Mm-hmm.
But how much time has passed since the end of that run? Are we talking time enough for Hal to go back? And then maybe just is it days? Is it minutes? Is it hours? We don't know. Where's Mogo?
Yes. Again, unless he's going to show up in one of the other books. But yeah, where's Mogo? Or
Larfleeze might have a little more difficulty with freaking Mogo.
Well,
so I just. And again, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Even with a handful of lanterns, isn't it them versus Larfleeze and a bunch of constructs?
Yeah, and then you get St. Walker showing up, so boom, everybody gets recharged. That's something that bothers me. Does he show up in this issue or in 22?
Yeah, I think it's in
Next issue.
I think, yeah.
Okay, you want to talk about this one and then 23, or talk about them all both together since we don't have a synopsis for one of them?
We don't have one. We don't have a synopsis for 22. So I mean, if you want to get into that, and then didn't even mention like that female prisoner in the psi cells, basically like I want to say flirting with the Green Lantern guard that's left behind.
Okay, yeah, and isn't that Cossite that was left behind?
I think so. Yeah,
but isn't he alive at the beginning of it in the future?
Yeah. Hold on, let me look back. I think. Yeah. I mean, well, they had him on the list, but.
But doesn't he get killed by her?
Unless the summary was wrong. I know one of them is one of those new lanterns. Unless they got it wrong.
Yeah, maybe they did, because that was confusing to me. I mean, and how was he in love with her because he was a brand new lantern? I don't understand. That just felt weird,
Yeah, I mean, I guess she's probably been sweet talking him, but I'm like, shouldn't you be, not that naive to think, oh, hey, maybe this woman is saying this to me because she wants to get out of here? And
didn't he just show up? I mean, right? I mean, come on.
Well, I don't know I don't know how new he is, but I'm just like, shouldn't even if it's your first day on the job, shouldn't it be like, oh, hey, you're trying to trick me?
Yeah, don't release prisoners on your first day on the job.
All right. I guess I'm gonna do the credits for 22, which is probably the same team. Yeah, Green Lantern Volume 5, number 22, September 2013. Green, in quotes, lanterns. Get it, kids, because they're new. We got some new recruits.
Green.
Lantern. Robert Venditti again. Yeah, Billy Tan. Inkers Rob Hunter and John Seibel. Colorist Alex Sinclair and Tony Avina. Letterer Dave Sharp. Yeah, Chris Conroy and Matt Idelson. All right, so like I said, no synopsis for this one, but yeah. So what is it, like 40 lanterns show up and they're like, well, what do we do?
And shouldn't a bunch more have shown up? I mean,
and then Hal's basically like, use your imagination, and the one like punches him in the back of the head with a construct,
with the thumb inside the fist. Don't forget.
Yes. Don't break your thumb, kid.
Not even your imaginary green thumb. Oh, sorry. Green thumb.
He said, see, that wasn't so hard to use your imagination in that direction, putting that water pleases constructs.
Now, one thing that kind of annoys me about this is they have Kilowog trying to help Hal. Kilowog and Hal trying to do what Salak does, right?
Mm-hmm.
If there are any two, I think there's only might be one other person that would be worse for this job than Hal and Kilowog.
Hi, guy.
Exactly. I mean, their strengths are none of what that job entails.
I mean, I can see giving Kilowog a try, maybe because he's a veteran and he's a trainer. But yeah.
Mm-hmm. But, and originally, he was a scientist, so yeah, maybe. But the way he's been kind of
but in a Hal Jordan regime, no, that's all.
Yeah, no.
And again, I get that Salak's probably lost a lot of faith and stuff because of what the Guardians did and stuff. But I'm like, I don't see Salak quitting that job until like they rebuild some stuff, and then it's like, okay, now
Oh, because he's not serving he serves the core.
Yeah.
He's not serving the Guardians anymore. So, I mean, I could see that. But, Salak is, honestly, Salak's character, I feel like has got kind of short shrift. As we had the build up to the Third Army and the God, that took forever. And then in the Wrath of the First Lantern. I mean, yeah, and he just hasn't had a lot of screen time. So I hope he gets more screen time in the future.
Well, I wonder if Venditti just did this. I can't remember, but if maybe Venditti's just like, I want to use him in the field more. So
that would be cool too. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah.
But I think the thing too here is, yes, we have a whole new set of Guardians who are different. And honestly, I think this would have been an ideal time to kind of reform the core into that less militaristic thing, that we've been talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I'm fairly certain that does not happen, though.
And even if you wanted to like winnow it down again and be like, you know what, we've had so many casualties, we're just going to go back to the original 3600 or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, and I don't know this. These first 3 issues of the new run of the new creative team, I don't know, it just feels kind of off, and I'm not. I can't quite put my finger on it yet. I don't know if it's, actually, I think I maybe know what it is. The thing that we got with Jeff Johns was grandeur, right? This story feels really small,
Yes,
really small.
Yes, it does. Yes,
and I think maybe that's something that's sticking out to me, and maybe we need a small story after having such big stories. But if you're gonna deal with Oa, then there's a certain amount of grandeur, I think, that's required, and
because except for the cow stuff, this story does seem small to me. It seems almost like the volume 3 before Cow shows up, when they're rebuilding and stuff. It seems that small to me, so that's why I'm like, how many Green Lanterns do we have left? Yeah,
and it seems like they're the only lanterns on Oa.
Yeah. And there's like not even, doesn't even seem like there's any like desire or like ability to be like, oh, let's call someone who's not on Oa. So it's like, are these all that's left, or except for one guy and Cal?
Mm-hmm. And and that's, I'm sure that's a creative decision. He wants them back-footed to seem like they're the underdogs, but that's not what Green Lanterns are. Green Lanterns are not underdogs.
And I think and now we're discussing it. I think I remember when I read this, I was like, wait a minute, is Simon Baz still a Green Lantern?
Yeah, exactly. We don't know. Because this was his book, right? When Hal and Sinestro were off, communing with the dead and, insulting each other, whatever.
But I still can't remember the others, so I'm just like, oh, maybe unless he moves to the core book or something. But
yeah, I guess we'll see when we get to. I guess core is next week.
I believe so. Yeah, I'll open the schedule. But yeah, I believe core is next week. Then Saint Walker and that Star Sapphire show up. I'm like, have we seen the Star Sapphire before? Then she dies. I'm like, I don't think I do.
Nope, she's dead. Doesn't matter.
Oh.
Now, okay, that's something that really kind of stood out to me and kind of bothered me.
Mm-hmm.
When Saint Walker showed up, Hal asked him to start juicing their rings.
Yes.
Okay, there is no ask. Whenever a Blue Lantern is around a Green Lantern, they're getting pumped up. There is, because Hal had so much trouble, when he had the blue ring for just a little while, and Saint Walker was around him. It wasn't a conscious thing. This happens when Blue Lanterns are around Green Lanterns, right?
Yeah, because I would be like, oh, he just said that because we're going to get close to you, so our rings charge. But no, it looks like
he has to stop and do some weird.
He says, "Ask for aid and it will be given." I was like, "Well, I don't think you have a choice." So.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and then there's something going on with the rings and the batteries where they'll have power, then they won't have power.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's. I would hope that Venditti would come in, as well as the other, the writers for the other 3 books, and really kind of put some ground. Because we're finally getting all of the toys, that Johns and the teams created, and and the other writers. Venditti was a writer, I think, back then as well. So establishing all of the different cores and what they do, how they do it, that they have home worlds, because it looks like we're going to be dealing with a lot of the different Lantern cores. So resetting everything so that we know as readers what's going on with each of them. And I think we get a little bit of that, but not much, at least in this one, because it looks like, things aren't working like we expect them to. And I don't know if that's New 52 or that's a reset or both or none of the above. I don't know. It's just, it just felt weird.
And then just the whole thing with the Star Sapphire dying and her ring going to that prisoner.
Yeah.
Nolange or whatever. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. And she kills Coslight when he lets her out because she's
Mhm.
like, oh, we can run away together. It's just like, okay.
Dude, she's in a science cell.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's people in real life, who fall in love with
Yeah.
convicts.
I mean, I get saying, oh, I don't want to, stop another Lantern Corps. So, okay, I'll let it in. You go do your thing, lady, whatever. But I don't know. That seems extraordinarily naive.
Yeah,
You know?
and the ring has the broadest term of love because it's like obviously she's a murderer, but she's just like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm capable of love, but just to my clan.
Yeah. What? Okay. And again, that would be nice to have some clarity around. You have the ability to love or inspire love, or what are these conditions that will give someone a Star Sapphire ring, or someone the ability to inspire great hope would be hopefully a Blue Lantern ring, right? We know the qualifications for a Green Lantern ring, and it's interesting that Sinestro is gone right now with Parallax, right? We don't know what happened to Arkillo or the rest of the Sinestro Corps. Maybe that shows up in New Guardians, maybe? I mean, I don't know at this point.
Yeah, I can't remember.
I mean, it just seems like that there's a lot of... Are all the other corps as depleted as the Green Lantern Corps at this point?
I mean, we'll find out. It probably will.
Yeah.
Red Lanterns, yeah.
So, I don't know. This was again, I think I like the plan, which is to show that, yes, Hal's awesome because he is, but he's not perfect at everything. And being a leader is definitely one of those things because he's do the stupid thing first and then figure out how to fix it on his way down, right? But I don't know. That's something that, at least in these three issues, I found a little bit annoying because Hal's not stupid. Pilots are not stupid.
No.
He's brash, probably a little arrogant, and certainly confident, but he's not an idiot.
No.
He chooses the stupid thing objectively after some thought. So
Yeah.
I don't know. And where was Kyle?
Yeah, well, I'm assuming we're going to see in the new Guardians, but I assume that maybe the Guardians gave him a mission and he left Oa for something.
Yeah, and he can still bring people back to life. That's the whole point of a White Lantern.
Yeah. And again, I know he doesn't have as much experience as like Hal and John and stuff, but I'm just like, shouldn't Cal be under consideration for running the Corps if you're going to give it to Hal Jordan? I'm like, oh, this guy has enough, focus to like use all the, the entire emotional spectrum.
Yeah, I mean, just look at some of the other veteran, Aricia. She's still alive, we think, and we've got other Soranik.
Yeah,
highly intelligent, and we actually get to see her for like 5 seconds in one of the issues, right? Which was kind of nice. I mean, I know they're still considered quote unquote rookies, but they've been through the Sinestro Corps War, the Blackest Night, Brightest Day, Green Lantern, War of the Green Lantern. They've been through it all, right? So I don't know that they're really considered rookies anymore at this point. But there are lots of other Lanterns because, I don't necessarily buy the Guardians' reasoning at the beginning.
Yeah. Or I mean, what about like a group of them, of Green Lanterns running this?
Yeah.
Again, it's not one Guardian ever, in charge. It's a group of them.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, that would make a lot of sense. Play off each other, balance out each other's weaknesses and play on each other's strengths, run it a bit more, I don't know, democratically.
These guys have been locked up way too long.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. You want to do 23?
You bet.
All right. All right. So Green Lantern, Volume 5, number 23, from October 2013. It's not giving me a title. Okay. I'm gonna open the issue. I'll get it. All right. I think we got the same team here. Only one colorist, Alex Sinclair this time. So, in the aftermath of Larfleeze's raid, Hal examines the new recruits. He doesn't like what he sees and suggests to Kilowog that they release the newcomers and find new hires. Kilowog points out that the ring considered them the best choice and that the second best would likely be even less inspiring. Hal takes issue with this, pointing at the one who hit him with a construct during the fight, Ghazi of Moloch. Hal informs him of the proper way to form a fist before moving on to the next recruit, who then asks for her name, gives a string of numbers. Since her name is mathematics-based, her name is also her date of birth. Knowing he'd never remember such a name, he shortens it to 26. Still unimpressed by them, he notes that putting them in the field would be a death sentence, which reminds Kilowog that Sornik's got a message. Sorry, hold on. My screen's jumping here. But hey, at least we remembered Sornik. In the infirmary, she shows him a dead lantern who had been found under the mess hall. Hal notes the bite marks, Sornik guessing that Larfleeze's constructs got to him first. Asking about his name, Hal finds no one even knew who he was. Angered, Hal simply walks off. Yeah, because I guess he was one of the new recruits that showed up, so he had no time to tell anybody his name or anything. And then when they're like, he's like, "Oh, what species is this?" And the computer like spits out and like, how many get like 17 different planets this species on? And yeah, it's just like,
why not ask the ring? What ring was he wearing when he died?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I get it.
Yeah, do you think the ring would at least catalog it? It's like, what planet did you pull this guy from? Did you get a name?
I mean, just query all the rings. Hey, ring, ask all the other rings who, yeah, I mean, sorry, go ahead.
I know. In the command center, Kilowog struggles with the undersized chair as Hal asks about their escaped prisoner. Her name is Noel Ange, arrested for all manner of crimes but never formally charged. Kilowog notes the records don't say how long she had been there for. While trying to figure out how she killed Lantern Cawsite, Kilowog notes that she stole a spaceship, heading back to where she was caught. Hal decides to go after her, something Kilowog objects to since he doesn't know what he might be getting into, and they have no idea what's causing their rings to not work. Hal retorts that this is why he's going alone, to put fewer people at risk. Kilowog just thinks he's showing off. The conversation gets heated, Kilowog asking how the rookies will last if they think rushing off alone is standard operating procedure. Never mind that most of the Corps hasn't even received a formal declaration of Hal's leadership yet. As Hal storms out, he tells his friend to solve it his way. In Sector 563 on an unnamed planet, 3 people find a spaceship they recognize as one of theirs. The group's leader, named Granak, doesn't trust it and tells them to head back to their catch. When they find Noel Ange waiting for them, she's their Prixium. She asks about the depleted state of her clan. Granak explains that everyone else, meaning their business rivals, moved to greener pastures, taking their business with them. As Noel Ange states this, though, this means the territory they left behind is entirely hers, and she's going to keep it. Outside, Hal's caught up with her ship. His ring informs him the air is largely Dalathon gas, considered fatal by anything and capable of killing in 30 seconds. Scanning it, he finds an airlock that cannot be opened immediately, so Hal smashes it open. The raiders open fire, Hal redirecting their blasts. This gives Ange the chance to activate her own ring. According to her, the ring sought her out for the love she felt for her clan. The two fight, Ange's ring sensing Hal's love for Carol Ferris. She uses it to give him a glimpse of what Carol is doing at that moment, fighting a mysterious giant alongside Cal Rayner and Saint Walker. Cal Rayner.
But Saint Walker was just on Oa.
He must have left pretty quickly. I don't know.
Yeah.
So wait a minute. So then if he went with Kyle, then shouldn't Kyle have been there when the fight was going on?
I did. New 52, man. New 52.
Exactly. And then both Hal and Ange's rings malfunction. The Dalathon... Stupid screen. Then, the ring malfunctions. The Dalathon gas immediately starts taking effect, choking Hal. Fortunately, after 24 seconds, the ring restarts. 6 seconds. 6 seconds left. His mind now on other matters, Hal forgets Ange and her gang and sets off to find Carol, Cal, or even the Guardians, getting no response. Watching, Ange tells her raiders to let him flee since he'll eventually be back, and she'll be waiting. Thoughts?
I just don't.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I just
don't.
Yeah, I mean, she's a Star Sapphire, and Star Sapphires are powerful, but why is she, I don't know. It just, again, it felt off. It felt off.
And shouldn't the battle be very one-sided since Hal has way more experience since she's had this ring for 5 minutes?
Exactly. I mean, this is, I don't know, man. I'm trying to give this chances, but we're 3 issues into this run now, and it just doesn't, I feel like they should have really established what they wanted to establish. And I mean, that first issue of the new run is vitally important to set the stage, and I feel like they kind of bungled it a little bit, at least in my mind.
It's kind of like they were kind of rushed into it without giving it a lot of thought. It's like, well, what's this going to mean if Hal's in charge and the Guardians are leaving and Kilowog taking Salak's place? Well,
and the creative teams may have considered all that, but it feels rushed.
Yeah.
I mean, that's, I think, probably, it feels small and rushed when that's not what Green Lantern is, or at least has been, and maybe that's a stylistic change. They wanted to be more focused, but I don't know.
And then I think the other books are all right, but like, again, we're going to, after this, we're going to get at least two of the point issues. And again, it's like a villains month. So again, we did 3 issues. Now we're going to kill the momentum, whatever we had doing the villains month.
Yep. Yeah. I don't know. I'm hopeful the team will find their groove, because it doesn't feel like they found their groove yet.
Yeah.
At least in my mind.
And again, like I said, how do you follow Jeff Johns?
Yeah. I mean, and maybe that's, we're going to do something the opposite. We're going to do small, focused stories, but I don't know. I don't know if that's a reaction, a specific choice, but it just didn't feel right to me.
And again, you could do small stories, you could do big stories, but again, it's like, why are we monkeying with the rings again? Why are we monkeying with batteries again?
Mm-hmm.
If you want to do something small, do like some human interest stories. It's just, maybe do a bunch of one shots. Follow Hal on patrol one issue. Then how next issue? How's Kilowog acclimating to Salak's job?
Yeah, I mean, we get that he's not, because the whole thing with the chair. He doesn't fit. I get it. It's a pretty obvious metaphor, but he doesn't. Besides throwing the chair out, we don't see him trying to train any of the new ones. I mean, you would think that training would be paramount as long as they're not under attack, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we don't. Yeah, I don't know. It's just.
And again, that would be a great story. It's like, Kilowog, this man of action. Now all of a sudden he has to be the guy, who picks who goes on a mission, who may not come back.
Mm-hmm. And that would be really. But we only get a bit of that, and then we get, I don't know, we just don't get a lot of...
I mean, I could see it being a new 52 mandate, but I wonder if were there orders that like, oh, hey, you need kind of... you don't have to do a big, huge Jeff Johns level event, but you kind of have to have something going in, it's like, whatever's happening with the rings or whatever.
Yeah, and I think the new artist, who's the new artist?
It is... Hold on. Oops, I just went right past it. It is...
There's a slight redesign of the masks.
Oh my God, Cal's mask in that first issue, I wanted to throw up.
So there's a slight redesign of the masks, and the uniforms look a little bit different. And I'm not necessarily quite on board with it yet, but I'll have to get used to it, I think.
Yeah, and I mean, again, I guess since the rings create those, it's not it's not that big of a deal because you can easily change them because they're all made of green energy. But Billy Tan,
okay,
yeah.
Now,
You know what else I wanted to mention? It's probably a smart move. I think these are like same colorists, whether they were on, I can't remember if they were on this book or one of the other Lantern books, but they kind of kept some of the same colorists.
Which I think is a really good idea because that's important for a green Lantern book.
Especially when you have different color lanterns now. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, I feel like the new creative team has gotten off to a rocky start, to be honest.
Well, once again, let's keep this in mind. After we do all 4 books, who had the best start on the books?
Yeah, on the new creative teams. I have a hunch that and this I hope doesn't sway us one way or the other, but I have a hunch Red Lanterns is going to be.
Yeah, because spoilers, a familiar face is going to show up there, and again, sometimes I think. We have less expectations of Red Lanterns than the Green. Because
exactly. There's a lot more pressure on this book because it's the flagship versus New Guardians or Core or Red Lanterns. Of course.
But I mean, even out of those two, it's like we have years of of reading stories, and it's like we kind of have an image of John and Kyle in our head. So it's like, oh God, I don't know if this is funny or dark, but reading that. Was it issue 22 when Corite lets he lets her out of the psi cell when she kills him? I was like, see, that's what happens when Jon Stewart ain't around to snap your neck.
Wow, that is dark. But yeah, overall, I feel like this is a rocky start for the new creative team, and we're going to keep reading because we're going to keep reading, but I feel like they missed some opportunities here. Yeah. But and there are some good things. I think, I don't know this for a fact, but I think I like the direction that Venditti's going with Hal, showing that yes, he's brave and he's smart and all of these, he's willpower and all that, but he's not a leader.
Mm-hmm.
He's somebody to look up to, but he's not one to, move pieces around a board, and he's one to go out and do things. And I think we're going to see that, in coming issues, which I think is cool because hopefully it will, throw some light on, pardon the pun, on Jon Stewart and why, he's probably, more appropriate for this position than Hal is.
Yeah. All right, should we get to those villains issues?
Yeah, I have issues with those issues.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Okay, we're not doing 23.1 yet because that's the new villain relic. So it didn't. And so in the order it comes later. So yeah, we'll do that later. Mm. But, hey, some of these summary pages I use, the ones that say, they don't have a synopsis. They say if anyone wants to do them, they can. So maybe that's a job for you.
maybe we need to come in and do that.
The Guardians come in, don't do their job well.
That's right. Yeah.
Oh my God! But I just noticed this at the bottom here where it says "summary needed." There's a picture of Batman there, like yelling. No, like screaming or something.
Batman,
of course.
It's funny because it says this page is missing a well-written and detailed synopsis. If there is already a synopsis here, it might need to be modified or expanded. You can help the DC database by adding a summary of the story. Look at how sad this is making Batman. You did this.
Nice.
Batman, my favorite character.
So do we have synopses for 23.2 and 23.3?
We do not.
Oh, okay. Well, let's tackle them. 23.2 is Black Hand, right?
No,
Mongul.
2 is Mongul. Yeah.
Spoilers.
And these have.
Spoilers. This scene does not take place in this comic.
Yes. Hal does not show up in this issue. Hal is not even in a flashback in this issue.
Okay. I have tremendous issues with this issue.
Okay. And there's different creators for both these issues. This one written by Jim Starlin.
Yeah. I mean, and Starlin is a co-creator of Mongul, right? So
yeah, okay, yeah. And Howard Porter pencils and inks, yeah.
Yeah, so you have no problem with the art. I have a problem with what this does to continuity. Okay.
I was gonna say I just need to record it and make a button. New 52, Will.
New 52. I mean, if this is Mongol, who destroyed Coast City and caused parallax?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and if this is Mongol, who did Kyle fight multiple times?
I don't know. I don't know if it's working on this concept because there's a story that comes later. I can't remember if it was during Philip Kennedy Johnson or if it was before him, but someone wrote a story. I remember. I think it was after this, where it's like each success. Which again, this story really doesn't seem like that's the case, but like each generation of Mongol would kill like their father and stuff, and
yeah.
But it's like, oh, the father's named Mongol, but then the son kills him and becomes Mongol, and so I didn't know.
Yeah, I thought that was like during Kyle's run. We get that because the brother and the sister kill each other. It's always about
yeah.
But this one, his parents were just normal, and he's just a psychopath, right?
Yeah, and then he kills his sibling, who I guess they keep the fetus in like a weird sack or whatever.
Thing. Yeah. So this. Who is this Mongol? I mean, we get an origin for him, but
the parents send him to military school, so he comes back, kills them, and then tries to like take the planet.
Yeah, and then does, and now he's on Warworld, which this just was
which again is not in like the late 80s, when Superman first
Yeah, so I think what we're getting now that the Johns era is over is Green Lantern is starting to feel the full effects
of New 52.
Of the New 52. I mean, I really do think that's. I mean, I think the Green Lantern title was kind of insulated from it. Green Lantern Corps was not because, hey, John Jones, who are you?
Well, I think Jeff Johns really sheltered this from the New 52, especially. I think mostly because of his sales, because the sales were so good on his Green Lantern stuff, where he's like, I just want to keep telling the story. They're kind of like, okay, you might have to tweak a tiny little details to fit in New 52. But besides that, just keep telling your story. But now that he's gone, someone new comes in, they're like, no, you must follow the New 52.
Yeah, and I mean this just seems such a random retcon. Okay, I mean, why do you even have to change Mongol? I don't see a reason to change Mongol.
New 52.
Dang it. Yes, you're going to have to make a button for that.
Yes, I am.
I'll say, I'll ask a question. You go, wait, and then you'll press the button. New 52.
That'll be my Batman, my favorite character. Yes. New 52.
But yeah, it shows how powerful, it shows how pretty much,
he'll take a whole population
world and destroy it. Yeah. I mean, he's obviously evil and, but I mean, he's Mongol in the fact that he runs Warworld and he does these things, but why change his backstory? I mean, I know. New 52. It's just,
I just wonder. I wonder if there was any editorial mandates or anything again, where it's just like it's New 52, so we got to have to out the violence and bloodshed, maybe.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't think this was a bad issue. It's just like I don't know who this character is.
Yeah.
But
and it's like I guess we're gonna face Green Lantern again at some point, or any of the Green Lanterns, because we haven't seen Mongol in a while since
after was it right before Blackest Night, wasn't it?
Oh yeah.
On Korrigar.
Oh yeah. But I mean that's pretty much the whole issue, kids. It's just like his quick origin there, and then it shows how he takes the population, either throws them in the gladiator games or
harvests them for parts, or makes them serve as just servants. It's. I mean,
that was that was the New 52 of that last Green Lantern issue too. Is when she gets back to her clan and they're just like, oh yeah, things aren't as good as they used to be. Everyone's moved on, and it's like nobody wants stolen goods or slaves anymore or anything. I was like, oh God forbid human trafficking went out of style.
Yeah. Exactly. Oh wait, now we get this issue. Apparently it's not. Okay.
No, just where the clan's at. No.
Yeah. I mean, it was a good read. Don't get me wrong. The art was good. And, Jim Starlin's a legendary writer at this point. Yeah.
Cosmic writer. Yeah.
But again, it's like, it seemed unnecessary. Is that fair?
Yeah. I mean, I guess they're supposed to be, I mean, they really didn't have to tweak an origin. I mean, they basically just should have been like, oh, hey, what's Mongul been up to since we've seen him last?
Mm-hmm.
Or if he's going to appear in the books again, what's he scheming?
Yeah. How did he get out of the trap Sinestro put him in?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So we get to the Black Hand one?
Yeah, and this one actually worked.
Yeah, out of the two, I did like this one better.
I mean, it's weird. Don't get me wrong.
Oh yeah.
Hey, there's Hal chained up again. Is he chained up on every cover like that? I wonder.
I mean, well, let me see. Yeah, it's almost like the same pose, but he's just like changing different stuff. Oh, you know what? I think. Oh God, if I remember, I think there was a version of these that had you could get the regular cover or the lenticular cover. I think.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, he's chained up on 23.1 too. So.
So it's totally a thing, right?
I guess. So I wonder, it's like, just kind of make a similar background, but just like put the new villain on front.
Yeah. So let me make sure I understand the basic plot here. Black Hand comes back, starts a mini zombie apocalypse.
Well, I mean, yeah, and it's like he comes back from like the Black Ring, like resurrects him from his ashes, I guess, because they burned him and stuff.
Mm-hmm. But he starts the mini zombie apocalypse, which the local police have been training for, which I thought was kind of funny.
We see Walking Dead.
That's right. But then he basically finds the remains of Martin Jordan.
Yeah, he goes to his grave. Yeah,
brings him up and takes his arm.
Yeah, he's like, your son took my arm. Oh, I'm gonna kill Hal Jordan with his father's hand.
Yeah, exactly. And then he says, "Oh yeah, let's go get you some food." Brains, I guess. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
The intuition. I mean, the intimation there is that he's going to go kill some people to feed to him.
Yeah, he could basically raise the dead and control dead thing. Because again, like he took that one cop, he's like, "Man, where's our dead things are?" It's like, wait a minute, he must have been vaccinated recently. There's that dead virus in him. Which is weirdly kind of a power amp for someone who was already pretty powerful. I mean, because you have dead skin cells, they're going to come back to life. I mean, I told you not to get the jab.
The bacteria, that's died, or that his blood, your white blood cells have killed. We're going to bring all those back too. I mean, it was a weird way to do it, a very weird way to do it.
Yeah.
But this one didn't seem to. I mean, Black Hand is still Black Hand. He did all of the things that Black Hand did from Rebirth on.
Yes.
And he's coming right out of. I mean, he did fall to ashes. Now, I take a little bit of issue because he fell to ashes on Oa, if I remember right.
Yeah. I mean, unless the Black Ring had something to do with it. I mean, we basically just see the Black Ring falling out of the sky or whatever.
Yeah. Because it kind of,
I mean, maybe his, I don't know, his soul, his essence was in the ring, and it just used whatever ashes it
rebuilt him. Yeah,
yeah.
Mm-hmm. He went home to rebuild. Yeah,
because at first he can't remember anything. He walks in the funeral home. It smells wonderful.
Yeah.
Oh Lord, the Hand Brothers Mortuary, established 1941. Your eternity in our hands.
Yeah.
Get it? Hand pun?
Hands? Hey.
Nice.
So, I don't know. I mean, again, this wasn't a bad issue. It was just, it's tonally so different than the Green Lantern book, but also
well, again, it was
the Mongul book was...
It was a different team, yeah.
Yeah, the Mongul book was almost satirical in some places, like, "Oh, hi, welcome to my world. You just told me to surrender. Let me show you how bad of an idea that is. Blah, 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 blah.
Exterminate your whole race because you told me to surrender." Yeah.
Exactly. Die, monkey.
Well, I wonder, too, if it's like, again, these are by different writers and artists and stuff, if, like, they were told, oh, hey, this needs to be done with this character because they're going to be showing up, I don't know, 6 months down the road or something.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is what has to happen. So, like, if, like, there's certain plot points that the writer didn't come up with, but they had to work into the book.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, it was kind of a weird mishmash this week when you get right down to it.
Yeah, because the Black Hand one was Charles Soule. So.
Oh yeah, and we're looking forward to him taking over on Red Lanterns. So.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
So, what do you think, man? What do you give the book of the week to? Exactly.
Okay. Yeah. Oh my God.
That's a hard question.
I know. Maybe issue 21, just because it's like, oh hey, there's Kyle, and it's like, oh hey, just the shock of, oh, we're putting you in charge, Hal Jordan. It's like, what?
Yeah, I think I have to agree with you, because I don't feel like either of the dot issues, are awesome Green Lantern books. And 22 and 23.
You know what? You know what? I'll be bold. 21 is probably my first. Maybe second might be 23.3. Again, it's not like a big Green Lantern story, but I didn't have a problem with it as much as 23.2.
Yeah, which seems just like unnecessary retcon. I mean, but 23.2 was still really well done.
Yes. Yeah.
I would almost put it like third then, and then the other two Green Lantern issues after that.
Yeah. And like I said, the point issues, I don't wonder if they were just like, okay, this is the stuff. Here's the pieces of the story. Now you just have to put it, like a model kit. You just have to put it together. Yeah,
that's very possible. But yeah, this was definitely. I'm curious to see how the other books, Green Lantern Corps, New Guardians, and ultimately Red Lanterns, deal with the shift in creative teams and the kind of the shift in the entire Green Lantern, family at this point. Yeah. So keep that in mind when we get to the end of all four books that we're doing over the next 3 weeks, right?
Yeah. Again, we'll rank them. Yeah.
Let's rank kind of which book we think kind of restarted, essentially, since that's what we're doing. Restarted the best, I guess.
Yeah, and we'll rank them best to worst. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think that's our new. I think that's our new thing, at least for New 52.
I think when I think New 52, one word comes to mind kind of more often than not, and that's just unnecessary.
Oh, okay. I thought, okay, it's a different word that comes to mind when I think New 52. No. The word I think of is.
Is that the Will M. Yell? Sorry.
That's Galactus seeing all the souls of his victims.
Yeah. So now, unless I miss my guess, we are almost halfway through the Green Lantern book, 26, because 52 is the final issue of this volume of Green Lantern, right?
Yep.
However, Green Lantern Corps, Red Lanterns,
New Guardians.
Green Lantern, New Guardians, those all end about 40, don't they, I think?
Something like that, yeah. And again, we're going to get, I mean, is it towards the end of New 52?
We get a Sinestro book and a Larfleeze book, too, yeah.
I think Sinestro looks like Sinestro might get 23 issues or something. Oh, yeah, and where's, isn't there an orange? I thought Larfleeze got something.
Like a 12, was it like 12 issues for Larfleeze?
Yeah, 12 issues, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then there's that 8-issue, I can never remember the name of it.
Threshold?
Threshold, thank you, yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then remember, we'll get like random Supergirl issues, because Red Band.
And we get the Justice League with Jessica.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So we're not done yet. Well,
sorry, I was just taking stock. Just taking stock.
Well, again, we need to come up with a date here soon for when we want to squeeze in our New 52 take a breath episode.
Yeah, indeed.
Oh,
yeah,
no,
maybe.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. At first I thought, no, you're right. Yeah, we're doing Green Lantern Corps next week plus the Flash annual because I think it's Hal in that one.
Oh, okay.
I can check. But no, what were you gonna say?
We might want to take a break after we get through the relaunch for each book. So like in a month or so.
Yeah. After we do the Red Lantern first arc, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That might be a good time.
Okay.
New 52.
And then we need to pick a topic, unless people suggest a topic. unless we want to do hard traveling heroes already or something. What do we do? Anything.
Something else. Oh, there's did we ever do Will World?
I don't think so.
That's a good little hardcover, graphic novel of Green Lantern.
Okay. Yeah, I remember seeing the ads. I don't think I've read that, so that would be new to me.
I've read it once a very long time ago. It was actually published when Kyle was Green Lantern, but it was a kind of a throwback Hal story. So it's set during that period when Hal was probably dead, I think, at that point.
There's that Flash annual.
Cool. We did the last Will and Testament of Hal Jordan, didn't we?
Yes, we did. Yes.
Yeah, because that directly impacted Kyle's book because that power was then used to recreate Oa and the Guardians.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've already killed them. Yeah, we've already killed those Guardians.
That's right. Yeah, and those Guardians are gone now. Goodbye. Except Ganthet and Saeed, who I'm still not sure how she survived. Yeah, they never explained that, did they?
Yeah.
So, okay, I have a question for you.
Okay, I think we're Will World's on the app. That's it, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh yeah, JMD Mateus. We're definitely doing this. In the Book of the Black, it says that Hal Jordan would be the greatest Black Lantern. Well,
was that what we got? Because that just seems.
I mean, just because it was quick, just because it was quick, don't mean it wasn't good. Come on.
Okay, if you say so, man.
I mean, I guess taking out Volthoom, like, I
don't know. So, okay, yeah, I just, I feel like that there were some longer running plot threads that were not necessarily ignored, just not necessarily resolved.
That's why I'm wondering maybe if, Jeff Johns was going to stay longer, but something happened, whether they asked him to leave or if he wanted to leave. Because again, that's all I'm wondering, all those plot points, and was Jessica going to be, an upcoming plot point in the Green Lantern book instead of Justice League?
Well, and it's so strange to me looking back because it seems like we wasted so many pages and so much time for that rise of the Third Army. Mm-hmm. And even the Volthoom, 16 parts for that. Yeah, we've talked about that.
Then again, we could have dedicated way more pages to, the developing Simon's character.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, yeah. I mean, yeah. All right, so.
Yeah.
Here we are.
All right, kids. All right, but next time, yes, like I said, we're going to cover Flash Annual 2 with a Barry Allen and Hal Jordan story, and then Green Lantern Corps 21 through 23, followed by Green Lantern New Guardians 21 through 23, and then Red Lanterns 21 through 23, and then the episode after that we'll get the Will World.
Awesome.
Yes. Oh, remember how you said, do any of the other books have the 0.1, 0.2, 0.3? No, I think that took the place of all the books that month because that was like a month of books instead of like one Green Lantern, one Corps, one New Guardians, one Red Lanterns. It just went Green Lantern 23.1, 23.2, 23.3. So
gotcha.
So that's probably why Charles Soule wrote that Black Hand book because he didn't have a Red Lantern book that month. So
that month, yeah. Okay, cool. Very cool.
All right, kids. So yes, send us your thoughts on that. And as you saw today with Tyler, especially since I dropped the ball, yes, you can send thoughts on any of the things we've already covered. So yes, please send us all your thoughts. We love the feedback. Again, thank you, Tyler. So send them to CapesandLunatics@gmail.com or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can find all things, find a new website, CapesLunatics.wordpress.com, where you can find all the previous episodes. Help support us buying some merch on TeePublic or Spring. And again, more deadly than any galactic menace, Lilith Hellfire demands that you rain random money on us through the Cash App link.
Make it rain.
And of course, the Patreon, where me and Scary give you exclusive, uncensored content every month. And if you are a Patreon subscriber, you can suggest topics for us to talk about. Doesn't have to be comics, can be anything. So, yes, please sign up for the Patreon at patreon.com/CapesandLunatics.
More vicious and brutal than ever.
All right, now for this Will Allred, master of the core, master of the quantum zone, master of podcasting, master of several successful Kickstarter campaigns. Hopefully, we're going to see another one here soon because I'm waiting for another book.
Fingers are crossed.
Nice.
Yeah, you can find me at Wallred at Gmail and at Blue Sky and Facebook and Twitter and probably some other places that I've forgotten about. If you'd like to read some of the books that I write, Crossover Division, like Phil said, number 6 is going to be launching pretty soon. And we have, issues 1 through 5, as well as a hardcover that collects 1 through 4 available. But you can find that at crossoverdivision.com. If you'd like to check out another book that I write, it's Diary of Night. It's collected in a trade paperback and a hardcover of the first 4 issues of that series at diaryofnight.com. And actually, something that just launched yesterday that I have a few stories in is the Always Punch Nazis Omnibus on Kickstarter. Yep, I did. So it collects Always Punch Nazis 1, 2, and 3. I had a 5-page story in number 2 and number 3, and then I'm actually doing a bonus 8-page story for just the omnibus with a really awesome artist named Matta Sorcier, and it's going to be in that omnibus, and it looks beautiful. Nice. Always Punch Nazis Omnibus. It's I think it's almost 60 or 70% funded, and it launched 26 hours ago. So it's
wow.
So hop on that train. It's going places.
I was gonna say, when we jump off here, can you send me the link to that? I'll put it in the show notes.
Yeah, sure. But other than that, obviously you've got great taste because you're hanging out with Phil and I here, listen to us talking about Green Lantern, which means you probably love Marvel's Quasar almost as much as we do. So if you'd like to find out more about Quasar, you can do that at the Quantum Zone, quantumzone.org.
Hey, boys, you look at the party. I love the party. I hope it's going somewhere nice.
They aren't even attempting to enter our orifices.
Okay, this one isn't you, but I have to play this. I miss this.
And I'm visiting nursing homes with bad intentions.
That's a classic.
Yes.
That is a classic.
Yes. That and
He gives me his bone.
all right.
I do.
I don't know who loves Hal Jordan more, Will, or these new Guardians. Jeez.
See, you need a. I of course love Kyle Rayner, so that we can put that at the end of all the new Guardians issues. Man.
Oh yes. Yes. All right, so I gotta make a drop for that. I gotta make a drop for. I gotta get the. New 52.
Exactly.
Or New 52.
Maybe both. Why not both?
Oh yeah, I gotta do them for different moods. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ha ha ha! You fool, New 52.
Nice. Or I like a nice weary New 52.
Gotta get the slack to the head. New 52.
There you go.
All right, kids, come back next time, and remember, it's not just you who has an inept supervisor. Good night.